Hey, today it's weekly topics again, and we're gonna talk about something really interesting. The whole month we'll be talking about new beginnings, which is really important because everybody begins from somewhere and begins something. But today we're gonna be talking specifically about the idea of beginning something. And that may sound funny because the first video, we literally talked about what is a beginning, but what is the idea of that thing? Like, isn't it the same thing? Like, are we gonna talk about the same concept of beginning something? And no, because there is a big difference between somebody believing in something and somebody believing in the idea of something. That's a question that has, gone through time, through people, through history. Although I am here with you, the viewer, right now, here to answer it honestly and grow with the answer. Find out why, why an idea makes such a difference. Like, what is an idea on the first place? And let's start. So, having an idea about something is like closing your eyes. So, I actually challenge you right now. You can close your eyes and imagine something. Actually, I'll help you out. Imagine a beautiful field full of roses, full of trees. There are mountains, the further distance. There are some animals, maybe horses, cows. Bam! That's the idea of that, right? But when you go to that actual location, what it may ever be, there is a big difference because you have a specific idea about that specific mountain, that specific forest, field of roses, specific animal, that specific placement. And that's the problem. That you may have your own idea of that, how it is, what shape it is. But once you go and see it and feel it for yourself, experience it for yourself, you see something really interesting, that it's more fulfilling because this is life. This is the feeling of life when it goes through all of your senses. And an idea mainly gives you the visual sense, and depending on your memories, your experiences, it will give some of the other senses. So, when I imagine it, I maybe smell the roses, maybe feel the air, But a very important but is that whenever you go to that actual field, for the example's sake, you don't only feel it, you experience it. And that's the balance between all of the feelings of the different sensations. So that's the actual experience, and this is what we talked about, right? Which is you going to that actual place with all the sensations that would be, like hearing something, sensing something, then, seeing it, and all of that. But now, the idea of a beginning is practically the topic of expectations. And this is really important topic because most times a beginning to something, the start of something, is killed by expectations alone. When you, the viewer, want to start something and you're very ambitious and passionate, and that thing doesn't live to these expectations, you don't find the meaning of it. So that's, in that particular example, is, you know, missing discipline. But that missing this discipline of reason, meaning, comes from the fact that when you started that thing, for the, you know, sake of the example, is you gave it too much expectations. And the problem about expectations as a whole in our lives is that expectations are us taking a topic, like what we're discussing so far, different topics, right? And my expectation would mean that I'm taking this topic, I'm putting it in a box, and it stays there. And that's a problem, because us humans, we love to experience, like the field. We love to find through all our different senses what it can be, how it can feel in different ways. And us putting that theme, that idea, that dream in a box is practically killing it. It's killing our ambition, discipline, and the process. Because the process is the a process of life that we people go through, right? It is something that we experience with time, our own time, you know. It's something that truly makes us fulfilled, starting something new for ourselves, something that answers our questions, something that changes our perspective for the better, you know. This thing only happens when we're open-minded, and to be open-minded, you need to be ready to let go of what? Expectations. And that's how we begin. That's how I uploaded these videos on the first place. I, of course, had my expectations, not even for the channel, about myself. I had expectations about, oh, how will I look? Because, you know, when you talk with somebody, you see them. But when you film a video, you see yourself. And that's something that, you know, we're not used to doing on a daily basis, right? And also, filming yourself is different from, like, looking yourself in the mirror. Examples, right? So these kind of things really make a change. Me letting go of my expectations. You know, as people say, go with the flow. You know, for me, I filmed the video, and, you know, I don't have any expectation. And that's also really good for you, the viewer, because I know I cannot control, and that's also you finding the meaning to not control, right? You give me your own time. You're watching this right now because you decided on it. That's your free will. And my free will was to put myself out there for you by a chance, right? Just me filming the video, going with the flow, and dropping all expectations. There, you know, ironically, I know there will always be a, you know, reality where maybe there is nobody watching this and will never watch it. You never know, you know. Maybe I'm filming it for myself, and that's still good for me, you know, because at the end of the day, growing and expressing yourself is something that you go through. And for me, YouTube is like a tool, opportunity to share that with you, the viewer, and go through that beautiful growth together in a way, you know. So yeah, it's a very funny process of life, practically. So make sure, whenever you want to start something, you know, now it's the new year, everybody now has resolutions, right? I have the resolution to start my YouTube channel. Somebody will have the resolution to do something else. Make sure to let go of the expectations, and you see that, ironically, the fears that you have, they'll just go away. And that's how it works. Fears are built by overthinking mainly, And that overthinking creates that expectation that the demon, the night will come for us, right? But in reality, it's just us expecting that, us building that box for ourselves. So it's very interesting because some people think that directly being in your comfort zone means boxing yourself and being closed minded, but it's not really true because it's wonderful to be and experience yourself, your comfort zone. It's rather that you expect yourself to be in your comfort zone forever, and that's the limiting part. That's the problem because that's you boxing yourself, and once you box yourself, you become limited. And that's not how you, me, anybody is built to be, because being a human means going with life, means changing and growing. That's why letting go of all expectations is a key factor to anybody's growth and to starting something new, building, beginning. So this would be my video so far. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. You may have your own opinion, your own comments, leave them down below. I'll make my best to reply. And if you like what I do, please consider dropping a like, a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.